Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So again, we're jumping in and we're going to be talking about some rumours. This time, of course, we're back talking Space Marine rumours. Now, before we jump into this, just let me say, please watch the video entirely. Don't jump around and stuff like that, because then things get lost in translation and then things are like, oh, this is confirmed and it's not confirmed. Also, I just want to add, since I'm talking about Space Marines, it doesn't mean Space Marines are coming right away. We still have the Imperial Guard Codex to come out, the Chaos Demon Codex, the Knight Codex, the Chaos Space Marine Codex. I know there's people out there, when I start speaking about Space Marine rumors, they're like, what? I haven't even got my codex yet. Your codexes are going to be coming before we get the Space Marine 2.0 Codex. Now, let's jump in and let's talk about that. Now, before we go into some of the new things that have been circling around the internet over these past, I say, couple of months now, really, I just want to bring everyone up to speed in case you've been out of the loop. For those of you who don't know, we are going to be getting a Space Marine Codex, a new Space Marine Codex, as I like to call it, Space Marine 2.0. I'm sure a lot of people have been calling it Space Marine 2.0 as well. Attached to that codex, I have also heard that there is going to be new chapter supplements, just like we had in 8th edition, where we had the Imperial Fist, Ultramarines, Salamanders, White Scars, Raven Guard, etc., etc. We're going to be getting that again for 9th edition. Now, I don't know how they're going to be doing them for 9th edition. Back in 8th edition, they were all separate books, because when they released that book, they also released a model with said book. For example, the Imperial Fist got Torgadon, the White Scars got the Khan and stuff like that. This time around, I'm not too sure if they are actually going to be single books, because from what I've heard, apparently there's going to be no models released with said successor book. So I'm thinking potentially the successor rules, or all the successors that we got last time in 8th edition, could be put into one book as a whole instead of releasing them separately. Again, that is just speculation on my part. The reason why I speculate that is the reason I just mentioned: no new models. And when you come to look at releasing all the successor books, I think last time it was like a 12-week process of releasing those books, and I'm not sure maybe Games Workshop has that much time to dedicate to Space Marines again, because I have heard that they are quite behind putting stuff out. Again, that is just speculation and hearsay at this time. Now, talking about models that have been confirmed, and when I say confirmed, these are basically me saying I trust a certain source. Because I trust this source doesn't mean that you should trust the source. Again, I always say this, it's up to you whether to believe this or not. All I will say is that this source has been right about everything so far that they have given, so this is why I believe them. This source confirmed there is definitely going to be a new Primaris Dreadnought. Apparently the name of that Dreadnought is called a Brutalis Dreadnought. It is going to be a melee Dreadnought as well. It's supposed to have like melters on it, all the funky stuff. You know, it's a close quarter Dreadnought, let's just call it that. I'm not too sure what it looks like. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a complete brand new redesign from the Redemptor, if it's just going to be a Redemptor with, you know, 2 big fists on there, you know, make it a bit more cooler looking. I'm not too sure. I have no idea what they look like. I was just told that there is definitely a new Dreadnought coming, and it is melee orientated. Again, another thing that we've talked about is the missile troops as well. That was confirmed by this source. For people who were wondering what's a missile troop, it's basically just a rocket launcher. A full squad of rocket launchers shooting missiles at targets. Again, that's just kind of one of the weapon options that we're missing from the Primaris range. There's a few weapon options we're actually missing from the Primaris range. I would say Neo-Volkite squads, Grav squads, I would say Melters, but we've already got the Eradicators and stuff like that. I would say not Plasma. I'm not too sure. What other type of squads are we missing? But these are kind of the baseline troops, weapon options that we've been missing, and they are coming to the Space Marines in Codex 2.0. Again, this is from this source. Now, going into some of the new things and speculation things, this is not from my source. So this is why I say now, really believe what you want to believe. I'm kind of 50-50 on some of these. because, again, they seem quite out there and a bit wild, and I haven't heard it mentioned before. That's not to say it's not happening. Of course, it could definitely happen. Just because my source isn't saying it's happening doesn't mean it's not happening. So first up, and the big talking point probably of why most people have clicked this video, Primaris Terminators. Now, I have heard of Primaris Terminators. I probably heard about this about 5 months ago, but again, it wasn't from someone who has gave me anything before in the past, who has been right before. It was just, hey, I've heard Primaris Terminators are coming. And the first thing that jumped into my head, and it's probably jumped into your head as well, is like, how? How could that work? Like, what is the basis of Primaris Terminators? Like, how would they look? For me, straight away, I always said that the iconicness of Terminators was their armor. Like, every time I thought about a Terminator, or should I say I thought about Space Marine, I thought of Terminators because they're just so iconic. So when you say Primaris Terminators, how would that work? Like, are they going to make a different style of Terminator armor? Are they just going to increase the size scale of of the Terminators so it looks like fitting for Primaris Marines? Are they just going to add like a teleport beacon to Gravis armor and call it Terminator armor kind of thing? It's one of those weird ones where we've had a debate on, and I want to believe that they could do something like that, but I just can't visualize it in my head to see if the Primaris would get something like that type of armor. And then what does that mean for Firstborn Terminators then? Does that mean they are completely swept under the carpet? It's one of those confusing things where I'm not really on board with. But like I said, I heard about it a couple of months ago, and this past week, a lot of people have been messaging me because there was a certain person, I'm not going to mention that person's name, over on a Discord server, and apparently they were a playtester, and they said that Primaris Terminators were a thing. Again, that has just added more fuel to the fire, and my inbox has been completely filled up, and it's just one of those things. If you want to believe it, then believe it. If you don't, then don't believe it. At this moment in time, I actually don't believe it. I'm not saying that the person who's wrote this is telling bullcrap. He could be, or they could be, I don't know if it's a girl or boy, they could be completely right. But at this stage, I'm just trying to go down the logic route of saying I don't think Primaris Terminators could work. Maybe just something else. Call them just, I don't know, a different type of armor and give teleport homers or something like that. Next up is jump assaults. I know this has been a big topic as well. We've all been talking about jump assault Marines and the Primaris getting jump assaults. Technically, we do have jetpack Primaris Marines. We have the suppressors and we have the aggressors. You won't argue the aggressors are basically in Gravis armor. Suppressors are not in Gravis armor. They just have the big guns. Now, from what I've been told, again, this is not from our, well, I like to call my main source Alpharis just for lore reasons and basically just a laugh from me. And there's another source who I call Omegan, which is kind of like Alpharis, but not like Alpharis. It's kind of a play on words. I know. It gets confusing, and hopefully it confuses everyone else. So this came from Omegan, again, about 2-3 months ago, and they basically confirmed that the jump assault Marines are more or less all done. It's just a matter of when rather than if, when they want to release them. Again, the source was stating to me that they don't know when it's going to be released. It could be like 2-3 years out. This is how Games Workshop works. They design something, they make something, and it takes them years and years to push that product out. I'm sure you've seen that now with the Avatar of Cain, when people have been like putting, they made these back in 2019 and stuff. That's when the box and stuff was made. This is what Games Workshop does. It works in years and in years in advance. Just to let you know what, like, the exact quote they said to me, it's that they are done, and it's just a matter of when. That is basically the quote that was given to me. So for me, I'm going to trust that and just say it's a matter of when now. I would probably theorize that they probably may come out with the Space Marine Codex 2.0. The reason I theorize about this is because I'm wondering, with Space Marine 2.0, which is supposed to be coming out this year, by the end of this year, apparently, will that mean we're going to get a brand new box set of Space Marines, because I'm thinking, are we due something like Shadow Spear before the end of this year? For those of you who don't know what Shadow Spear was, it was a box set of Space Marines versus Chaos Space Marines, and it had like the suppressors in there, it had like some Phobos stuff in there, it had did it have that tactical Phobos dreadnought thing? I forgot what it's called. The Invicta Warsuit, that's what it's called. I'm sure that was in there, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it was a bunch of new stuff, and I'm wondering if that's what Games Workshop are going to be planning with Codex Space Marine 2.0, where they release another box set where you get the all these new models, and of course then you actually go out and buy the new Codex, which features all the rules for all these new models as well. That would make, you know, the most sense, right, for me. And of course we all know how we all love a Space Marine box set. Anyway, Chaperoonios, I'm going to leave the video there. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything out. If I have, I'll talk about it on my live streams and stuff. For those of you who know, I live stream daily, and we all have a nice laugh down there. So, you know, stop by and, you know, have some laughs as we normally do. Anyway, I'd like to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Primaris Terminators, this is probably the biggest talking point for me. Do you believe it? Would you believe it? Do you think it could work? How would it work? Please let me know down in the comment section. If they did do it, how do you think they would do it? They could be doing it. It could be happening. Again, it's just my opinion that it sounds kind of sus at this point. But anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. See you now, and bye-bye.